I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Tuesday, September the 5th. Coming into this week behind the 8 ball, we're in the holiday week. It's going to be a light and kill. Your Packers needs are not going to be heavy. Although we didn't sell a lot, or they didn't buy a lot of cattle last week. They're just not going to need very many cattle. They're into a new month, new contracts, and September's not a really relatively high contract month this year, but still, these feedlots have not been marketing aggressively enough in this down market to stay ahead of the game on their currentness, and maybe starting to get behind just a little bit. And on a market that's dropping like a rock, that is the last thing that we need. If you look at the board for last week, live cattle futures ended the week at 105.15, down $1.77 for the week. Feeder cattle, with help from the early week push from the cattle on feed report from the previous Friday, ended the week with October at 143.55, up 60 cents for the week. Your fat trade, like I said, through Thursday had only sold 52,800 head, and that's not nearly enough, and didn't hear of much activity at all going on Friday, but we'll find out about that early this week. But weighted average steer price on a live basis there, 104.67, down a little over $2. Dress steers averaging about 165.65, down a little over $4, and we're going to have a hard time keeping it in the triple digits. We'll get below $1 here in the next week or two. But slaughter was also kind of disappointing because of a light Saturday due to the holiday weekend. 622,000 for last week's harvest. That's down 17,000 from the previous week and up just 9,000 from the same week a year ago. Real-time index on Beef Market Central, 800-pound steer, averaged 143 even. That's up $1.03 for the week, and still good demand for feeder cattle. Guys are trying to get these yearlings bought before they all run out. There's so much grazing and grazing prospects for the wheat pasture in the southern plains. We've got a big push on the calves, and I'm not sure how much longer this good demand is going to hold out for feeder cattle, but it was good last week with feeders and calves selling $2 to $5 higher in the auctions. Look at individual quote up there in the Sand Hills in Nebraska and central Nebraska. Farmer feeders are still got a push on there, the ones that have not started getting ready for harvest yet. Lexington, Nebraska, 67 head of steers, weighed 892 on Friday, bring 150-250. More just market cattle, kind of a sale in South Coffeyville, Oklahoma. They had some Okie type mixed colored steers, 143 head of them, weighed 734, bring 143 1/4. And that's your feeder flash for Tuesday.